Hello, everyone. It's Miss M, and this is your last week of online classwork for college success. Woohoo! That's very exciting. You guys have made it. Thanks for sticking with me throughout this entire class. I hope that it's been a great experience for you. Today you have two videos to watch this week, and this first one is going to be on financial literacy. And I'm going to go over a couple talking points and carry you through the activity. So what you'll want to have in front of you is your financial literacy activity, which is found on Blackboard right underneath these two video links. And I suggest that you go ahead and either have it up on your screen while you're listening to this video, or go ahead and print it out if that's the way you'd like to do it, so that you have it to refer to. All right, so if you need to, pause the video and go get your financial literacy activity, and when you're ready, we'll get started. Okay, so the first part of financial literacy is a series of questions that you'll see. Each one asks you a question and then asks you to put the website where you found the answer to that question. So I don't need you to write out a big, huge, long URL with a whole bunch of letters and numbers and weird symbols and stuff like that. You can just put, if you found it on Wikipedia.com, then just put Wikipedia. If you found it on Intuit.com, then just put Intuit. But the questions you're going to answer, you'll see the first one asks you for a definition of financial literacy. So you're going to go ahead and define financial literacy. Then you're going to move into a definition for standard of living. And then you'll walk through some more questions, and there are things like, what's the value in having a checking account? What does it mean to have non-sufficient funds, stuff like that. So this is a financial literacy scavenger hunt, actually, and it's an activity for you to kind of get your feet wet and dig into some financial lit topics. And I'm not going to go over a big lecture for each of those, because you're going to be doing that work on your own and then uploading it for your assignment. So it's kind of a dig around and find your answer on the internet work. The second part of this, and you'll see the financial literacy is on 2 pages, and you'll either scroll down, or if you have it printed out, turn to page 3. There's an activity there that says, how much money do I need? And this one is really important for you to start thinking about as we move through the process of continuing your college education, choosing a major, making career choices. You want to make sure that part of your decision is about money. And I'm going to say a couple things about money. Bear with me here. The first thing I want to say about money is that money is a good thing. Money is not a terrible thing. Money does not cause problems. The people that choose to have problems related to money are people. It's kind of like the idea of guns. Like, guns themselves are just an inanimate object that lays around, but it's people that do bad things with guns that make them seem like they're bad, and it's people who do bad things with money that make it seem like it's a bad thing. But the use of money in your everyday life to survive, to pay your bills, to be able to buy an awesome Christmas gift for your mom, or to provide for your children, or to send yourself to college, those are awesome, good uses of money. And in order for you to kind of move through life with a good attitude about money, which a lot of people don't have, but your experience with money and having money and spending money and investing money and planning for the future will be absolutely better if you have a relationship with money that comes from a positive place. So what this means is that you are aware of the money that comes in, and that you're aware of the money that goes out, and you understand how it works, and you understand that you have opportunities to make more money for yourself, to change careers, to move up in your current career, to start your own business, to do something that no one's ever done before. And a lot of that comes with money. So anyway, all I'm really trying to say is, please be open about money. If you have an issue where you feel like you fear money, or the topic of money makes you angry, or it's hard for you to talk about, then that's something that I hope you will take some time to work through as you progress through your own life, because life, I think, can be a lot more enjoyable when we have a positive feeling about money. That being said, the activity that I have for you is one to kind of help open your eyes as to how much money it actually means to be making a specific salary. So you guys just did your career projects, and you did some awesome research, and part of that research was how much money can you make in each job. And a lot of those salaries were kind of a median wage or the average wage for a position, and that's a good place to start. You'll see on your paper it says that the average college student made $45,327 a year or something like that after graduation, the average college graduate in 2013. And then the activity walks you through a series of steps where the first question or the first piece is something like, for the IRS tax purposes, and I looked up the tax rate for this, so it's up to date, that salary falls into a range of about 25% of your money going to taxes. Excuse me, I need to get a quick drink. So the things for you to think about right off the bat are that if you have $45,000 as your annual salary and you divide that number by 12 and you figure out how much you're going to take home a month, you also need to go ahead and figure out that you're going to take taxes out of that money. And you're also going to figure out, the next question that's on there is, what are some other things that you might have taken out of your paycheck? And those are things like health insurance payments, money into a retirement account, which I'm going to throw out there that you should absolutely plan on, you are going to need to save for your own retirement. There will not be Social Security. There will, in some places, there won't even be pension plans anymore. We all have to be more responsible for our retirement, me included. I'm in that bucket too. But anyway, so start to think about, what are the things that are going to come out of my paycheck right away? And some of you already know this, like your employer, you'll see it on your paycheck if you have a full-time job. You know, this is how much I made this month. This is how much went to my health insurance payment. This is how much went to dental. Maybe you have a vision plan. Maybe you have disability insurance through work, and then you see your taxes taken out too. Depending on your income, there's a percentage that you pay, and the number that I gave you is about 25%. So after you go down through all those nuts and bolts, what's left? What are you going to bring home per month? So for the sake of the activity, if you don't have a full-time job right now, and if you don't have a regular income, then I want you to walk through this as if. And I want you to just play with some numbers. You know, just go ahead and imagine that your health insurance for a single person is going to be $100 a month, and that's the piece that you pay. Your employer will pay another piece. But let's say that you have $100 a month that comes out of your paycheck for your health care, and maybe you have $25 a month for your dental. And maybe you wear glasses and you have a vision plan, and that's another $10 a month. So there's $135 for insurance that comes out of your paycheck right off the top. And then we do a little math and we figure out that, okay, 25% of my salary is going to go to taxes, and then that's going to leave me, using those numbers and dividing it by 12 for the year, for 1 month each year, you're going to end up with somewhere in the ballpark of $2,400 to $2,500 cash per month. And if you do that math, then you kind of figure out that $2,400 cash that you actually bring home is really more in the ballpark of $30,000 or $32,000 a year maybe. And that's what you have to live on after all those other things. So hopefully you're paying into retirement, you are paying rent, or you have a mortgage, you are making a car payment. If you're not making a car payment, you're paying for insurance, you're paying for maintenance, you're paying for gas, you're paying for food, all these other things. And as you start to look through the handout that I gave you, I want you, if you work full-time now, great. If you know a job that you want to have, one of the things you can do is say, okay, I'm going to fill this out as if I were a nurse, and the median salary for nursing is whatever it is. If you found it, pick one of the things that you found in your research or a major you're thinking about. If your median salary is $56,000 a year, play with the numbers and see what that means for how much cash you'll bring home. How much will you have left for the things you have to pay for? And on your sheet, there's 3 tables, and the first table is stuff that you have to pay for that usually doesn't really change. Like your rent, you know, you're going to sign some sort of lease, and it's going to be the same for 12 months. Cell phone bill, cable bill, utility bill can vary, but for the most part, you kind of get into a rhythm where you know what to expect. The second table are expenses that can change, but that you still have to pay for. Like you have to pay for groceries. You have to pay for, I think I put personal hygiene on there, but that's things like shampoo, soap. Soap is great. I think I've told you guys before, I'm a big fan of soap. Everyone should have soap. Soap, deodorant, toothpaste, all that stuff. We don't always think about it because maybe we only have to buy it every couple of months, but it is something that we have to spend money on. And then there's a third table that's kind of extra stuff to think about, especially as you move through your career. You know, a couple of the things that are on there are a long-term disability policy, and that's something that you're going to want to be really careful about when you have a family that you're providing for, especially if you are the breadwinner in that family. You're going to want to make sure that you have some good insurance in case something happens and you can't work, and you want to make sure your bills are paid. So this is an activity for you to kind of walk through, play with the numbers, see what you come up with, and start to kind of get an idea about where you're headed. If you're thinking about being a civil engineer, and I had a lot of students look up civil engineer for careers this semester, but if you're thinking about that, go back to your research packet, look at that median salary that you found, and play with some math and see what you come up with for how much you would actually take home if you were a civil engineer. And this isn't perfect. It's still going to be an estimate because you don't know who you're going to work for or how much your insurance is really going to be. But what I want you to really start to wrap your head around is that that number, that $45,000 a year, is not actually $45,000 a year in your pocket that you bring home. So I hope that makes sense. Once you are finished with this assignment, and you can go ahead and type right into the document, you'll upload it to Blackboard just like you have the other work that you've done this semester. Alrighty, if you have any questions, email me. And I will see you in the last video of the entire semester in just a minute. Oh, I guess it's not the last. I'll give you some final exam review videos. Take that back. Your final regular work week video. Okay,